Welcome to this brief exploration of the term light in the Gospel of John, specifically John 1:4 through 9 and John 8:12, and how it might connect to teachings in the Talmud. Let's dive into the profound imagery of light in these texts and its resonance with Jewish tradition. In John 1:4 through 9, the Gospel introduces Jesus as the Word, or Logos, stating, "In him was life, and the life was the light of men. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it." It goes on to describe John the Baptist as a witness to this light, clarifying that Jesus is the true light, which gives light to everyone coming into the world. In John 8:12, Jesus declares, "I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life." Here, light symbolizes divine revelation, truth, and spiritual life, contrasting with the darkness of sin and ignorance. But how does this concept of light align with Jewish thought, particularly in the Talmud? In Jewish tradition, light is a powerful metaphor. The Talmud, a central text of rabbinic Judaism, compiled between the 3rd and 5th centuries, often uses light to represent divine wisdom, the Torah, and God's presence. For example, in the Talmudic tractate Shabbat 23b, light is associated with the divine commandments, particularly the lighting of Sabbath candles, which symbolize peace, holiness, and the divine spark in the home. The Talmud also connects light to the Shekhinah, God's indwelling presence, as seen in Barakot 17a, where studying Torah is likened to basking in divine light. In John's Gospel, the portrayal of Jesus as the true light echoes these ideas but reframes them. The Talmud does not directly reference Jesus, as it predates or is contemporary with early Christianity and focuses on Jewish law and theology. However, the concept of light as divine wisdom in the Talmud can help us understand John's intent. In Pirkei Avot 5:22, a Talmudic text, it said that those who study Torah bring light to the world. John's Gospel may be presenting Jesus as the embodiment of this divine wisdom, a living Torah who illuminates humanity with God's truth. When John 1:9 says, "The light gives light to everyone," it suggests a universal revelation, akin to how the Talmud views the Torah's light as accessible to all who seek it. In John 8:12, Jesus' claim to be the light of the world aligns with messianic expectations in Jewish thought. The Talmud in Sanhedrin 98b speaks of the Messiah bringing a new light to the world, drawing from Isaiah 61. "Arise, shine, for your light has come." John's audience, familiar with these ideas, would see Jesus' statement as a bold claim to fulfill this messianic role, offering spiritual guidance and salvation. However, the Talmud doesn't equate light with a single person as John does with Jesus. Instead, it distributes the concept across the Torah, righteous deeds, and God's presence. The Gospel's personalization of light in Jesus diverges from Talmudic thought, which might view such a claim as innovative or controversial. Yet, the shared imagery of light overcoming darkness, seen in John 1:5 and echoed in Talmudic discussions of good triumphing over evil in Avodah Zarah 3b, shows a common thread. Light represents divine truth that prevails. To wrap up, the light in John 1:4 through 9 and 8:12 portrays Jesus as the source of divine revelation and life, resonating with Talmudic views of light as wisdom and God's presence through the Torah. While the Talmud doesn't identify light with a person, its teachings help us see why John used this imagery to present Jesus as the fulfillment of Jewish hopes for divine illumination. This connection invites us to reflect on how divine truth, whether through Torah or Christ, guides us out of darkness. Thank you for joining us. May this exploration of light inspire you to seek wisdom and truth in your own journey.